And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second hour here on the Dr. Glidden Show. Please check out the live stream, the drgliddenshow.tv, and or visit the website. Get on board with knowledge. Knowledge is more than power here. Knowledge is life. It is. There are simple things, simple steps that everybody can take. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter if you are 1 nanosecond old or if you are 100 years of age. There are simple things that you can do every day to support and promote your body's ability to optimize its structure and function. And your MD is clueless as to what these are. They are 100% incapable of giving you a good advice about what you can do to support and promote your body's ability to fix itself. They can't do it because it's not their wheelhouse. So don't go to them for this type of advice. Go to your medical doctor if you have a broken bone, if you have a bullet in your arm, heaven forbid, if you have a bleeding artery, if you've been T-boned at an intersection and you're, have a triple compound fracture of your femur and, a damaged spleen. This is their wheelhouse. This is what they're good for. But if you want to really, help your body fix itself, if you really want to see what you've been missing, if you really want to take a stroll in and around and through the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, well, you've come to exactly the right place because this is easier than falling off a flippin' potato truck. The recommendation here for everybody across the board, it does not matter. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Everybody must stop eating the 10 bad foods. Oh, what are the 10 bad foods, Dr. Glidden? Well, I thought you'd never ask. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats. Oil in a bottle. Fried food. Well-done red meat. Meat that has nitrates added to it. The skins of baked potatoes, yams, and sweet potatoes, and any carbonated beverage with a meal. Now, if that was too fast for you, you can download that list for free on my website, drglidden.com. Sign up for my newsletter. It's free. Not only will we send you a list of the 10 bad foods, but I'll send you a 45-minute, video that I did explaining why the 10 bad foods are bad. Unlike your medical doctor, I just won't tell you what to stop eating. I just won't tell you what to do. I'll explain why. Because if you look up the root word of doctor in Latin, it translates to docere, which means teacher. And when was the last time your MD taught you anything that wasn't fear-based? Did I hear you say never? I concur. I concur, Frank Kearns. I concur. So this is the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Simple steps that everybody can take. Number 1, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Number 2, per month, take these following nutritional supplements. Per 100 pounds of body weight per month. So if you're 50 pounds, you take half of what I'm going to tell you. If you're 30 pounds, you take a third of what I'm going to tell you. If you're 10 pounds, you take a tenth of what I'm going to tell you. If you're 200 pounds, you take twice as much as I'm going to tell you. Everybody needs to secure on a monthly basis 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. I didn't name it. It's a ponderously, stupidly long name. Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. It's going to put me to sleep. That's the name. You need 1 of those. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 2 bottles of ultimate selenium. 2 bottles of ultimate selenium. That's S like Sam, E, L like Larry, E, N like Nancy, I-U-M. 2 bottles of ultimate selenium. And 1 bottle of ultimate enzymes. 1 bottle of ultimate enzymes per 100 pounds of body weight per month. But where can I go to get that, Dr. Glidden? I thought you'd never ask. If you came to this radio program of your own volition and you want to get on board with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition for the masses, bravo. Here's the number I want you to call to order these products. You'll get them at the wholesale price. You will be affiliated with a longevity representative who can hold your hand and show you the ropes and tell you how to take the nutritional supplements, tell you how to order the nutritional supplements so you don't get screwed by somebody on Amazon.com. Go to my website or call this number, 855-347-3696. That's 855-347-3696. Hit extension 1. 855-347-3696. Hit extension 1. If you're listening to me on terrestrial radio and you want to know where to get this stuff, then call the number that's usually an 800 number. I don't care what kind of number it is. Call the number that your radio show gives out during the commercial breaks for more information about longevity. Because there's somebody in your county right now waiting by the phone, waiting for you to call to help you fulfill the order process, help you make sure you get the right stuff, help you make sure you get the lowest price possible, and help you understand how to take it. Because we are a worldwide coalition of the informed, and if somebody in your life, be they friend or foe, advise you to come here, and you like what I'm talking about, and you would like to start with 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals, 2 bottles of selenium, and 1 bottle of enzymes per 100 pounds of body weight per month, then get with them in order to show you what to do, because we are a grassroots coalition. The conventional medical doctors have let everybody down so hard all around the world that we are rising up. This is civil disobedience / social effectiveness in a large scale. We're polite, and we're not going to break any laws, but we're going to walk right up to the line. We're going to stick our heads over, and we're going to say, you know what? My medical doctor may be a really nice person that they have no freaking idea what to do to help me. And while my parents, while my brother, while my sister, while my wife, while my husband, while my kids have been following their advice, their health is going straight to hell in a handbasket. And I am sick and tired of it, and I am not going to take any more. You're fired. Instead, I'm going to perambulate around the country, undiscovered, of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, and we're spreading the word. Longevity representatives all around the world spreading the word. Do we say that we have a cure for disease? No, we don't treat disease. Not in longevity. We give the body nutritional support. We support the body's built-in, God-given. That's right, I said it out loud, God-given. Let me say it again, God-given. Let me say it one more time. God-given ability to fix itself. I do not care what denomination you're affiliated with. I don't care if you're a Buddhist, if you're a Hindu, if you're a Muslim, if you're a Jainist, if you're a Roman Catholic, if you're a born-again Christian, if you're a Mormon, if you're a Baptist, a Protestant, a Unitarian, doesn't matter. You believe in God? Bravo. Your body has a built-in God-given ability to support and promote its structure and function. Your body is so smart, it grew itself all by itself from a single-celled organism into the magnificent manifestation of you. Now, do you think if your body was so smart that it could do that, it knows how to fix itself? Darn right it does. The problem here is that your medical doctor is not as smart as your body is, and your medical doctor is encapsulated inside of an academic box that they do not have the intellectual capacity to jump outside of. So even when their therapeutics fail, even when their therapeutics harm, even when their therapeutics bankrupt, even when their therapeutics kill, they sleep soundly at night, ensconced in their own myth, embridled in their own mythology of their greatness. And it makes me want to throw up. For goodness sake, this is science after all, isn't it? I mean, after you've treated the, 10,000th person with Lyme disease and your treatment didn't work, you would think you would look for a different avenue. After you had treated your 10,000th person with blood pressure, and it just failed to deliver the goods, and you had to change the prescription, you had to add a prescription, you had to up the prescription, you had to consistently, completely modify it all the time, don't you think you'd want to look elsewhere? And then, when you've been treating a patient for years with conventional pharmaceutical medicine based on the allopathic reductionistic model, and you've been managing their symptoms, and they're getting worse and worse, and then they've gotten fed up, and they themselves go outside of your comfort zone as an MD. They do something alternative, quote unquote, and realize a cure. And then they come back to your office all excited because they respect you and they've paid for your kid's college education. And they tell you with excited words and an open heart exactly what happened to them, and you brush them off. You are not fit to be a medical doctor. You are not fit to call yourself a physician. You are not fit to be a member of the flipping human race. But this is what happens all the time. Because it's good to be the king. It's good to be the head of the monopoly. And this is where we're at. And this is why longevity exists. I help you, you help your neighbor. Your neighbor helps their neighbor helps their boss helps their neighbor helps their pastor helps their congregation, and before you know it, we are worldwide. Grassroots is always the best way to go. It worked pretty good for the church, didn't it? I mean, what? Started with what? Jesus Christ and John the Baptist. Look at it now. Hindu religion started with one guy. Look at it now. Muslim religion started with one guy. Look at it now. Buddhism, one guy. Look at it now. Grassroots is always the most effective way to generate any type of meaningful social change, because it's outside of the domain of finances, it's outside of the domain of politics, it's outside of the domain of academia. It's person to person, heart to heart, truth to truth. And that beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. Ladies and gentlemen, join Longevity today. Call your radio station's number up, get with the person that invited you to this show, or give my team a call, 855-347-3696. New Brunswick is up next. Don't even think about touching that dial. Let's go to Canada and see if Catherine likes Carlos Santana as much as I do. Hey, Catherine, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thank you. Good evening. I have two questions for you. Before I start, I just want to say you were talking about how the states chip the system. Well, they do here in this where I live.
Where do you live? New Brunswick?
New Brunswick.
Yeah. How does that pan out for you?
Well, let's put it like this. A lot of people are afraid to go to the hospital because they don't know what they're going to do to them.
Yeah, a lot of people are. Now, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? A lot of people in New Brunswick are afraid to go to the hospital because they have no idea what the doctors are going to do to them, and that does not bode well for a happy, healthy community.
No, it doesn't. Just wanted to clear that up. Maybe they don't order extra, but they will know any better that you have something that you don't have, and they will treat you for something if you don't know any better.
Yeah, see, that's true, and often the medical doctor will just throw something against the wall and see what sticks, because, they're like scientists. I mean, scientists are just bad people. Scientists have been trained to separate their intellect from the emotional body of the people that they're working on. It's all in the name of science, ladies and gentlemen. So it doesn't matter if you hurt the patient. It doesn't matter if you harm the patient. It doesn't matter if you make an ineffective diagnosis. You're going to learn, and so you'll be able to help the next person, and that's just collateral damage. It's the same way that military people think. And quite frankly, these people are insane, and they should all be sent to a desert island in the middle of the South Pacific inhabited by rabid dogs. Let them work it out amongst themselves and stop messing it up for the rest of us. I mean, I'm in complete agreement with you, Catherine, 100%. Now, educate me, please. New Brunswick, are you east of Quebec? East of Quebec, where are you?
Yes, I am. I'm east of Quebec. And
west of Nova Scotia, right?
Northwest of Nova Scotia.
Oh, northwest of Nova Scotia. What town do you live in New Brunswick?
Bathurst.
Say that again?
Bathurst.
Oh, right. Very nice. Is there snow on the ground up there yet?
Yes, there is.
I knew it. Well, guess what? Here in the Midwest, in the United States, it snowed on Halloween and the day before. I've never seen it snow that early here. It was just a dusting, nothing stuck, but nonetheless, it was crazy, man.
Well, it stuck here.
Yeah, I bet it did. Well, look, Catherine, you didn't call me to talk about the weather, and I appreciate your letting me go on and on here. How can I help?
Okay, I have a call for the first one. Is I have been trying to get on your site since last week as an insider.
Okay.
I have updated everything. I have written to support at Dr. Glidden. I received answers back really quick, but I can't go any further than the point where it says put it in this. Once I go to the shopping bag for $25, the next page is just blank.
Oh, that's interesting. Sometimes what happens there, and really I'm kind of working outside of my comfort zone, but sometimes when you're working on your computer, especially if you're doing Internet stuff, people inadvertently hit the magnification button on their keyboard, and the screen that they're watching becomes magnified, and so you can't see stuff that's at the bottom of the screen that you need to see in order to complete the operation. So there's a button on your keyboard. You hit the control button, you hold the control button down, and then you hold the plus or the minus button, which is on the very top of the keyboard, usually next to the backspace button, in order to blow your screen up or to shrink your screen down. If you filled out a trouble ticket and the trouble ticket was responded to and they told you what to do and it still didn't work, it's probably, a problem with your hardware on your system and or just kind of the way that you're doing it. I mean, that happened, and don't feel bad if this actually is what happened, because this happened to me for 2 weeks. I had no idea what was going on. I wanted to throw my computer away. I was so frustrated. I was going to write angry letters to the manufacturer, and it was a simple mistake on my part. I hadn't, shrunken the screen down. So hit the control button and the minus, shrink the screen down, and see if that fixes it. And if that doesn't fix it, Catherine, call me back. I'll take care of it. Did you have a health question also?
Yes, I do. I have two.
All right, stick around, kiddo. I'll bring you back after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up in New Brunswick, woohoo, where it's already winter. Bonanza, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have to switch that tune out to something like, more like the cavalry coming over the hill, because that's really what we are doing here. We are just like the cavalry coming over the hill in the final hour, saving the day, because the MDs messed it up so unbelievably much, as is echoed by Catherine up in New Brunswick. All right, Catherine, thanks for hanging on. You are live. What questions do you have for me?
Okay, the first question is, it's not for me. It's reference to phimosis, Phimosos.
Yeah, phimosis? All right.
Or balantis. B like in boy, A-L-A-N-T like in Tom, I-S.
Yeah, balanitis or phimosis. All right. Who's afflicted with that? Someone in your downline? Someone in your family?
Someone in the family. And the only thing that they're suggesting is that for the circumcision operation.
Okay.
Must be something more.
Yeah, so phimosis is a condition in men where if they haven't been circumcised when they were an infant, then the penis is still covered by the foreskin, and the job of the foreskin is to retract. And when the foreskin doesn't retract, that's called phimosis. And, of course, the MD's only solution to that is to cut, and then to cut, and then to cut, and that just makes me want to pass out even just thinking about it, quite frankly. So what we need to do here, of course, is support and promote the structure and function of skin, and to a lesser degree mucous membranes. So the add-ons here in longevity would be essential fatty acid supplementation, and copper. So To get essential fatty acid supplementation, you take one or two, probably two. I would take 2 extra bottles of EFA Plus a month, 2 extra bottle of EFA Plus a month, or 2 extra bottle of Prohoba Omegas a month, 2 extra bottles of Prohoba Omega a month, or 2 extra bottles of multi-EFAs per month. So the EFA Plus, Prohoba Omega, or multi-EFA, 2 extra bottles once you've dialed in the healthy pack appropriate for body weight. And for copper, we lean on selenium. The recommendation here, 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed more than 4 bottles a month. So eliminate the 10 bad foods, get on board with the Healthy Start Pack, extra EFAs, extra selenium. I would do that for 90 days and see what happens.
I have that. Now, the next one is for myself. First of all, I'll tell you what I'm doing first. I take the tangy tangerine. I take 1 drop of iodine daily. I take 2 glucosamine.
How much?
2 pills of glucosamine.
All right. Where'd you get those? You get those from Longevity or someplace else?
Oh, I didn't even know Longevity sell it.
Okay.
From the drugstore. That's the best we have here.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. I don't eat the 10 food, so that's not a problem.
Good girl.
But I get really, really sleepy if I sit down, and it is hard to lift my legs to get into a car or van. It's just practically impossible. It's like I'm not strong enough.
Okay, so don't sit down, and I want you to get a motor scooter that has 4-wheel drives, and so you can stand up on it. So you never have to sit down again, and you can just use the motor scooter and drive it all around New Brunswick. And you can put a little flag on the back of it that has your name and your email address, and you will become the talk of the town. Does that sound like a good idea?
It's winter time. No. Okay, I can't even lift my leg to get on a bicycle.
Okay. Now, has that been diagnosed? Has anyone, tried to attempt a diagnosis there?
No. Well, one doctor tried. She said she wanted to test me for sugar diabetes.
And did she?
No, because I said before, I took that test one time. My blood was 5.8. I'm not going to be eating all that glucose, the sugar, because you have to drink a whole big...
Yeah, it's a stupid test. I mean, it's a nasty test. There's a better way to test that, by the way. But in any event, okay, so what else is bothering you, Catherine?
Now, around my waist, it hurts when I get up to walk. Right now I have a weightlifter's belt on. Sometimes it'll hurt bad enough that it wants me to bend over, like you take your hand, you hold it up, and you bend, like, over about 20 or 40 degrees. Well, I don't bend over. I force myself to stay up, but it's really hurting. My back, upper muscles, thigh muscles, they hurt when I'm walking. In the back of my knees, it's starting to hurt, where you want to bend your knees to walk, and that's just not too cool. That's not cool with me at all.
Well, I'm pretty sure all of this is going to go away if you become a Chicago Blackhawks hockey fan. I really think that's probably an appropriate step here, because you probably root for the Montreal Canadiens.
No, I'm not a sports fan. I don't bother with sports.
You got me I'm in a silly mood today, Catherine. Now look, so all right. So how much do you weigh?
That's bad. I weigh 253 pounds. I have came down from 298.
How did you do that? How did you lose that much weight? How did you do that?
Well, I just went totally green vegetables, fruits, absolutely no sugars.
Okay, how long have you been eliminating the 10 bad foods? How long have you specifically been gluten-free? How long have you been doing that?
Okay, start with gluten-free. I never liked bread from the time I was a small child, okay? So I didn't care for that. I just went more, I don't care, I never cared for soda pop.
Well, what about pasta or cookies or crackers or cakes or pie crust or anything else that has
well,
wheat
I
in
didn't
it?
I used to didn't until I got married. I did not like anything that was sweet.
So for how many years have you been avoiding everything made with wheat, barley, rye, and oats? How many years have you been doing that?
I'd say about 2.
Okay, great. So here's what I want you to do. Here's my recommendation for the first 90 days, okay? In the interest of time, I need to move things along.
Okay,
here.
I do have the rest of the things I want. Okay, so 90. When I'm in bed at night, my left and right side of my rib cage hurts.
Yeah.
I have to sleep only on one side. Lest if I move the wrong way, I'll get a sharp pain on my ribs. But once I get up or sit up in bed, it disappears like magic.
That's interesting, isn't it?
And my right toe on my right foot has become and the top pad has become tingling numb.
Yeah.
My thumb and my index finger on the right side is tingling and going like it doesn't want to feel things like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And number 2, my eyes are changing color. They were dark brown. That's disappearing. And underneath, it's pure black. And I have a blue ring around the black part, and now this is maybe it's good. My prescription has changed. I'm from 350 on one down to 200, and from 150 down to 0, where I don't really need any prescription on one eye.
Oh, okay. So your eyesight is getting better?
Yeah, it has been improving.
Oh, that's crazy. Are you doing any eye exercises for that or anything specific?
No.
Or did it just spontaneously fix itself?
It's just fixing itself.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's an alien abduction going on here. I'm pretty sure that's what this is, Catherine.
I don't think so.
All right, so look, I'm going to tell you what to do here, and I want you to do what I tell you to do to the best of your ability for the next 90 days. Okay? Because all of this fits together from the holistic vantage point. Okay, it all fits together from the holistic vantage point. So one of the things that is going to help you a lot in accelerating a positive outcome here is if you can find a chiropractor who is trained and certified in applied kinesiology. Let me spell that for you. KINESIOLOGY, applied kinesiology. Find a chiropractor who's certified and trained in applied kinesiology, because all of this musculoskeletal stuff that you have going on, especially the rib thing in bed, the leg pain and the abdominal pain because, making you want to wear like a weightlifter's belt, all of those symptoms will be moved along nicely if you can find a chiropractor trained in applied kinesiology, because they will be able to help you with muscle health to a great degree while we are providing medical nutrition in the background here for you, okay?
Okay.
So, all right, so that's great. So here's what I want you to do for supplements in a perfect world. I want you, please, every month to take 2 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. 2 of those. It's called Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid.
Okay.
I'd like you to do 2 of those a month. I'd like you to do 2 bottles of Sweet Ease, Sweet, SWEET-EZE, 2 bottles of Sweet Ease a month.
Okay, got that.
Okay. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month.
Got it.
And that's it. No, I want you to do selenium. I want you to do 4 bottles of selenium a month as well. 4 bottles of selenium. And that's it. I want you to do anything else for the first 90 days, but you have to dial that stuff in every single solitary day. How did you find out about me, by the way, Catherine?
Oh, I was, I was looking at InfoWars, and I called the number, and I was looking at Dr. Wallace. I just picked it up because it was something about how this basketball player
Theo Ratliff
extended his career, and my grandson is interested in that. So I was on YouTube. I live on YouTube, by the way.
So you've already ordered longevity supplements?
Oh, I've been taking. I'll be starting on my third can of Tangy Orange.
Yeah, okay, great. So I just dialed this in for you a lot. I'm really happy to do that. Take this stuff that I just recommended every month for the next 3 months. Find a chiropractor who's versed in applied kinesiology. Set up an appointment with them and call me back every 6 weeks, more or less, with a progress report. I expect you to be experiencing slow and steady improvement, like watching the ice melt in the springtime in New Brunswick. And you might want to make a list, Catherine, right now of all of the things that are bothering you. And once a week, check in with that symptom and see whether or not it's getting better or not, and keep a running record of your improvement, because your body will improve slowly in steps over time. And if you have a running record of your improvement, it gives you hope and passion to maintain the discipline necessary here to bring it all home. California's up next, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Peter Glidden here, wondering if you are prepared, ready, willing, and able to attend tonight's lecture webinar, worldwide webinar for insiders and their guests, exclusively my live chat. Worldwide live chat. That's 8 o'clock Central Time tonight for Dr. Glidden insiders and their guests exclusively. Let's go to California and talk to Maria. Hey, Maria. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Hello, Dr. Glidden. I'm calling about my dad. He's 83 years old, and he has ALS.
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was diagnosed 10 years ago, but he really had symptoms 2 years prior. He was trached 9 years ago, had a gastrostomy 2 placed then. Everything he gets, supplements and food, water, everything comes through the gastrostomy tube.
Yeah.
He's only been hospitalized 4 times in 9 years.
Yeah, that's good.
For a maximum of 11 days. The worst hospitalization was this past June, and that was 5 days. And he was in there for a UTI, pneumonia, went home on Levaquin. He was hyponatremic with a sodium of 116.
Whew.
It went up to 142 upon discharge. His albumin was 2.5. He had a pleural effusion. They nicked the lung when they tried to put the chest tube in, so he ended up with a pneumothorax and had the chest tube in for 4 days.
Wow.
They ruled out CA tentatively because of the pleural effusion.
Yeah.
And the CHF was also questionable. They thought it was probably just a pneumonic process. And he's also hypothyroid. So back on mid-June, he went home. He came home. He lives at home with us, with me, or I live with him, rather. He came home on Lasix 20 Q-Day, Synthroid 25 micrograms Q-Day, Reglan 10 ACHS, ACL 20 Q-Day.
Man. And how long have you been a nurse?
Since 82.
There you go. I can tell when I'm talking to a nurse. We love nurses, by the way. And if I were the king of the world, I would put nurses in charge of the delivery of medicine, and I would have the doctors work for the nurse. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what we would do too. But I came on to longevity in early September.
Yeah.
And so I thought, who am I to deny my dad a chance for possible getting up out of that bed?
There you go.
But my dad has possibly 12 years of ALS, and the doctors are amazed that he survived this long.
Yeah.
My dad looks good. He looks like he's asleep when you walk in. He's 122 pounds.
Yep.
And he looks good normally. But his mental status has declined horribly since my mom's death 2 years ago.
Yep.
And he's almost like locked in.
Yeah.
So, but I thought I'm going to give this a chance. So I started him on it. I don't know if it's really there, if I want to see something that's there, but he now moves his pinky. Because before he moved nothing.
Yeah.
You know, his facial grimaces were pretty much intact. He yawned. He opened his eyes. They kind of gazed up to the corner. Now he gazes more centrally, but not quite purposefully, not focuses on anything.
Yeah.
So it might be a longevity effect or not. But this is what happened suddenly. back last Sunday, so about, 9 days ago, he woke up, he didn't look comfortable. His fever was his temperature was 101.4. Well, I don't like to give Tylenol, so I thought I'm going to write this out.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, he ended up having his urine turned from normal looking, except that vitamin-filled look, that apple juice look.
Yeah.
It went to looking very, very sedimenty, and it looked like I was pouring the juice from the powders right into my Foley bag.
Yeah, okay. So now, in the interest of time here, Maria, I have to dial this in real quickly, but if you can, are you able to call me first thing tomorrow morning at the beginning of the show?
I did that today. I called first thing at the beginning of the show.
Okay, well, we've had a tremendous amount of callers.
Tomorrow again.
You call me tomorrow. I'm not going to do my first 14-minute monologue. I'll just take your call first thing tomorrow, and I'll dial this in for you because I know exactly what you need to do. I appreciate your holding on as long as you did. These are the constraints of radio. Call me tomorrow, Maria.
Let me ask you something really super important before you hang up. Eggs. The effects on eggs or longevity on clotting factors. I have a lot of occult blood coming through different...
Okay. All right, so occult blood means he needs more calcium, and just give him the egg white. Give him the egg white for more protein if you're worried at all about the cholesterol issue, which you shouldn't be. But listen,
I'm not worried about cholesterol. I'm worried about occult blood in the urine, in the sputum.
It's not going to have anything to do. The egg situation is going to...